Hello everybody and welcome back to the chassis variant series of myself, Critical Rocket, and here we are once again with some MWO gameplay. We're moving on to 30 tonners, and there's a reason for that, and it's mainly due to the fact that I tried to have a look at the mislings, or Koshi, and sadly I can't build any variant of the Koshi that isn't in MechWarrior Online, if that makes sense. There's just not enough omnipods, so unfortunately I've had to move straight to 30 tonners, which is a pisser because I would have liked to have revisited the old mislinks. So spiders, I mean, one of those mechs that when it initially arrived in MWO it was an incredibly powerful mech. Its ECM at the time, combined with lack of things like host state rewind and such, made it a player's choice to avoid taking virtually any damage at times. You'd have to have a lot of people firing at a single spider with ECM to knock it out, and obviously over the years it's long since lost its luster. Certain mechanics came in and different styles of play, and the spider just lacks that firepower that a lot of other lights in its weight class can now provide and still have good ECM coverage. So this is a version that is easily built. It can be counted as the 7K, which is what I've named it here, but it can easily be the 7M. Both Kirita and the House Marek, sorry, True Worlds League I was going to say, both of these groups had basically the same idea, just at different times. The 7K was built a little later, and the 7M was built before, in the 3050s. But basically it's two medium pulse lasers in the CT, combined with the usual Star League upgrades, endo steel frame, with some double heat sinks and better targeting systems and such, but they don't really have a function. It's not targeted computer, it's just the targeting tracking systems, regularly mentioned in Battletech, but doesn't actually have any in-game effect. So yeah, the difference between the Kirita version is that it has a light fusion engine, whereas the Marek version had an XL engine. Both of them basically trying to reach a similar kind of top speed. I've gone with the XL engine here, so you could call it the 7M, essentially. But the damage is still the same. So what you end up with is an incredibly fast spider with very good jump range and solid potential damage. It's a great little harasser, I found. I really enjoyed it, especially in this match where I could quickly jump between the two sides of the conflict that was going on, get a few hits in there and then get out before I could take too much damage. Now, since all your weapons are in your CT, if you're worried about armor placement or having any kind of extra equipment like AMS, that kind of thing, you can easily do it. You can strip all the armor off the arms. It's not entirely necessary to have it there. They can just act as little shield arms for you. There's no extra equipment you need to worry about. Obviously, being a spider, your side torsos aren't going to get blown off that easily. It's your legs that are going to need max armor, and even your head probably isn't going to get hit that badly, provided you're not sort of face tanking LBs, that kind of thing, or even Gauss rounds. So yeah, whack in a huge engine. This has got, I think it's an XL 180 in it at the time, so I'm running about 150 odd kph, and you have to use this 5V because it's the only one that has 2 energy hardpoints in the CT. But yeah, the 5V also has its capture quirks now as well, so not only does it work well as a conquest mech, but it's also got a decent punch in this build. I do feel the two medium pulses, they're not stellar, obviously, but we're looking at a 30-ton mech that was never really built to go toe-to-toe with the battle mechs in the first place. If you look at any of the stock spiders in Battletech's history, many of them lack any real punch, because much like similar mechs like the OS Scout, which the OS series aren't in MWO, but these were, the OS Scout was a mech that was purely built with the intention of recon duty and very, very little combat in mind, and that's kind of what the Spider did. So it has the bare minimum required to be able to return fire should it need to, but in most cases it's actually meant to just get the hell out of there. You'd use spiders against vehicles and maybe, well, not even infantry, medium lasers can't hit them. So yeah, you'd be using this thing against things like Scorpion light tanks, Skulkers, other light vehicles like Striker, wheeled scout vehicles, and Striker light tanks, that kind of thing. Battle mechs, as I said, very rarely. Even the legs and the arms on it are not very good for melee combat because they'll just shake themselves off when they punch things, and light mechs punching each other is generally not a good idea to begin with. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it. This was a great match, actually. It was very back and forth. It could have gone either way. I was quite surprised at how the enemy... I felt the enemy team had quite a strong position to start with, but then they started to kind of fracture. I'm not sure what happened. It was just one of those whoever blinked first moments, really. And yeah, it started to roll, and once that ball starts rolling, you can't really stop it. So yeah, I was quite happy with this one, especially for a mech that has so few weaponry. Risk of overheat is virtually none. You probably don't even need double heat sinks, to be honest, if you're going to be doing little harassment attacks rather than trying to run circles with another light shooting at them. Generally, I'd avoid one-on-one mech combat with this thing. It's you want to be dragging lights after you into teammates, so then the light just gets lit up by 2 or 3 of your friendlies, and hey, if you can drop an enemy light quickly, you've done your job, I think. So you're not looking for damage. I don't think you're ever on a spider. You're looking for scouting, dropping UAVs, artillery strikes, that kind of thing. So if you have another go of it, try it out. Spider's a fun mech. And if you have a go of this build, it's just 2 medium pulsars in the C team, whatever the hell else you want to do with it. And that's the end of that round. So thanks everybody for joining us. Hope you all have a good week, and I will see you next time. Bye, 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 bye.